I love you. I love you not just for what you are, who you can be, or who you are, how you look, how you feel, or how you project on me, how you behave around people. No, if you hurt animals or you hurt each other, I don't love the act. I don't love what you're doing. I don't support what you're doing. But I love you because I know that if you weren't hurting, you wouldn't do it. If you had the same self respect as what I do for myself, that would be your boundary to wanting to hurt others. You would have too much self acceptance and love to bring that on others. It's taken me half a lifetime to work out that when I hurt others, it's because of a projection that comes from me that is at odds with myself. So I'm now extending that love to you because it's unconditional. It doesn't depend on how you respond to my message, and it doesn't depend on how you behave in the world. But somewhere deep within yourself, when you're feeling wounded and alone and broken and dumped in some way, ostracized, rejected, burnt, in pain, I want you to know that I'm beside you and I'm holding you close in my arms as much as I possibly can. And if you were here in front of me, I would be doing that too. I would be holding you very, very close and letting you know that you are worthy and you are loved. For those who are disconnected, who may try and put a sexual overtone in there, that is your issue and your problem. I can't help you with that. It comes from self-love, mature, emotional, and connected love that knows the difference between the two. It comes from a healthy set of boundaries that come from self-love that protect you from needing to be evaluated by other people. And I'm learning that too. And I want you to learn that you are not respected, accepted, or loved because of what you can do for others. And if you are, then that's not love. And that truth will set you free, because when you actually extend that love to yourself instead of trying to give it all away, you start understanding that you are worthy of so much more than objectification. You are worthy of so much more than to be disrespected or to be alienated from others or to be abused in any which way or level. That love is not about hurting people intentionally. It is not about utilizing them for your own self-gratification. It's about embracing them into the fold of something healthy. It's about letting them go when they need to and loving them anyway. It's about, even when somebody else makes their own choices to be their own person and that doesn't fall into alignment with you, it's still about loving them, but releasing them into who they were always designed to be and accepting them and respecting them in their own right for doing that. Love is not, for me, about going out there and embracing literally someone into the fold who's gone out and hurt another human being intentionally, such as someone who goes out there and murders people, or physically or sexually, or someone that is a really mean person that has ugliness. But I still love that ugliness in them, because beneath all that ugliness, it is grief with no place to go. Somebody who is angry, distraught, mad, they usually have a core inside of them that's been damaged by some way. And even those of you who may feel be damaged, who've been told that you're damaged, everything is fixable, but it all begins with you, just as it begins and began with me. And we all have this journey, and we all have a right to be able to heal ourselves in this journey and to trust in faith and in hope and in unconditional love. You have that right. You have a right to be dignified within your own eyes. You also have a right to have feelings. You have a right to connect with yourself and to work out your own needs and to try and meet them, as long as they do not betray the needs of another. I love you because you are part of me and I'm a part of you. And even the things that I see in you that may hurt me, and that hurt me too, they are projections of my inner self. They are things that I see in myself, because we all have that duality. None of us is flawless. We were programmed and conditioned from the day that we were born to be all sorts of different people, from the behaviors of those around us, from our upbringing, from our environment, from our schools, from our universities, from our jobs. People shaped us, from things that happened to us. But it doesn't justify it, because you would not be here today listening or watching this unless you knew better, unless you knew that there was a different way and that this does not sit right with you. So I embrace you and I invite you to come onto this journey with me of self-learning, and instead of self-loathing, to learn how to love, to connect with the earth and to connect with the energy of those around you in a positive, fulfilling way. To learn how to love yourself and others, and to learn not just that, but how to be loved. If we cannot learn how to be loved, it's very difficult to embrace that authenticity with others. In the Bible, it says that you need to learn to love others as you love yourself. They're not talking about narcissism. They're not talking about a self-inflated, arrogant type of love. Enough of Jesus' footsteps taught us that that love was extended by how he treated himself as well. He knew his boundaries. He knew when he had to go out by himself. He knew when he had to go and fill his cup. He taught us the ways to live. It's been meandered and it has been doctored up to fit Western doctrine and certain branches of different religions. I don't want to get into that now. If you choose to, I will not go into a conversation with you, because as it is your right, it's also my right and my boundary not to. However, all the thing I wanted to bring to the table is that when you love yourself, it's forming a connection which we've been taught not to. You're too emotional, you're too much, you're too sensitive. You're letting your heart rule your head. I was raised with all of those things. I know many of you were too. It doesn't mean that they were right. They did the best they could, and that's their stuff. So when we're going out there and we're judging other people from those tools that we've learned from other people, remember how those tools felt on you. Remember how hurt and broken and condemned you felt. Even when you're not intending to, and even when I'm not, we still hurt others with it. So please, I invite you to find a different way. And that different way all begins with how you learn to treat yourself. So come from a place of love and practice self-care on a daily basis. That's your starting point. And please remember, you are loved. Even if you don't see it, feel it, hear it, you are worthy and you are loved. And I love you, and I do mean that. Amen. Bye.